Hello everyone and welcome to the season finale of the GT Super Endurance Championship. Today is the last date of the season for this series, and that means that today we will see finally a champion being crowned. Will LCR keep their championship, or will his achieve the glory? All this we will see it in the next hours, in next 2 hours, maybe 2 hours and a half. We will see. We are here at Sand Beach, the last track on the calendar, not only for GT Super Endurance but also for GT Super Series, that will host the last race of the season next weekend. But now let's focus on what brings us here, which is the GT Super Endurance Championship, the last race where we will have, if everything goes as I have been told, we'll have 8 teams today. That will be his, who plan to conquer their championship, LCR, the 60 from the LCR, who are going for the lineup of Luke Carmona and Kira Restrepo, with a very clear intention to win the race and hopefully wait for a mistake from his that can make them achieve the championship. MD Racing, they have a very important race today because they are pretty much tied in points with the Alpinion 55th. That one of them today will secure the 3rd position in the championship. The Alpinion 15 racing as well. The LCR 70 still in doubt if they will race or not. We are still waiting for confirmation, but if they don't race in the end, one of their drivers will move to the LCR 60 car. Renaissance Van Wiedelmint is back to the track with Ragnar and Jose Antonio, and the big surprise of the week, Crude Samaritans make their return with the same lineup than the last race they participated. Little Beer and Valky Skylaker. The last experience was horrible for them, but this time they want to win the race. They have the capacity to do it, and they will definitely try it. So what's at stake today? Pretty much two positions: the championship itself, P1 and P3. Here's what they need to become champions. They only need to finish the race with their 3 drivers completing all the things the rules require from them. So only if they finish P8 and LCR60 finishes P1, in that case LCR60 would be the champions. But why I mentioned the thing with the stints, because if he's don't comply with the rules and one of the drivers needs to leave or crash, LCR only needs to finish 2 or 3 positions ahead of his to conquer the championship. So it's gonna be super important for his today that they finish the race with all the drivers complying with the required time on track. Otherwise they will have trouble to keep the fight in the championship. For sure LCR is doing a huge bet here with Luke and Kira in the same car, 2 very strong drivers that they want to make the best position possible. So if that situation happens, if that scenario is presented, they will be ready to take the lead in the championship, and in this case directly the trophy. And this is the other relevant fight of the night: MD Racing with Mila and Romario against Alpinium Racing, the 55, with Arno Taurus, Sam Phoenix and Nikuri. They are 176 and 177 points in the championship, if I'm not wrong, and that means that whoever places ahead of the other will secure the 3rd position in the championship, the podium of the championship. So it's gonna be a very, very important race for these 2 teams here as well, and they will make the best to make sure they are the ones that stand at that podium and they can make their names be written in the history of the competition. So this is all to see. We have now 5 minutes until the drivers meeting starts. In the meantime, let's see some cars practicing a bit. Here we have Jesus Crisp, the alter ego of Little Bear, doing some laps with this. The first time we see the Delta Wing on track in an official event, if I'm not wrong. The only other time that this car was used was by Luke Carmona in the Tokyo 24, but in an official FVA competition. This is gonna be... No, actually no, I remember that TSR actually used this car in the previous, in the last GTSE season, in 2024 or 2023. So it's gonna be the first time this season, let's say. The first time this season that a team will use the Delta Wing car on track. And this is gonna be the design a bit original livery. See, with the black teeth of carbon fiber and this Mohican hairstyle attached to a weird kinda face, car face. I don't know what it is, but yeah, here they are. Whoopa, I missed this one. Let me see. Here we see Arno Taurus warming up, preparing to try to take that position in the championship, the P3 over MD Racing. We see Jack Taylor right behind, practicing as well. Jack Taylor, who will race with Cricri today. Only 2 cars in the Alpinium 15. And on his, we will have today not 2 drivers as usually, but 3, because Cali Finesmith will join Evely Onyx and Naomi Lockett to help the girls achieve the championship. We know that Kali is a very experienced driver with a lot of good results in other categories. She even won, if I'm not wrong, one of the Carbonaire 500 races back then. Maybe the first one it was her that won, or the second one maybe, but yes, with one victory in GP1 as well, multiple podiums, and now wanting to become champion for the first time with this structure. We see Valky Skylaker that will go with Little Bear in the Crude Samaritan car. What else do we have here? We have here, I don't identify this individual. Amalia. Okay, this must be an unofficial driver doing some laps to discover the car. And we are 1 minute to go for the drivers meeting. Let's see what Cenizo needs from me. We are gonna approach the tent where the meeting will take place. Here the different teams have their tents. Here they also can rest the cars here, actually, clicking on those panels. And now let's wait until Emi ends the practice. There it is. Emi has finished the practice, and that means the meeting is about to start. So we'll close the camera here. And we will read what Emi has to tell to us. Sadly, I guess some will be wondering, Luke Carmona cannot be with us today. Maybe later he joins, it's up to him. But since he's part of the racing, since he's racing today, he cannot join the call. Maybe after the race finishes. The same thing for Kira Restrepo. You know that she also live streams the races sometimes, but she is racing today as well, so it's not gonna be possible for her to join the live stream. Same thing for JC, who's the other regular guy that joins me, but it's okay. We'll try to cover the event the best I can along, or if someone is up to join, feel free to do so on the FVA Discord server. There is a live stream channel there where you can join if you want to commentate the race with me. Who's this individual? Okay, Cenizor suggested me to remove the shadows. Okay, let me see. Where were the shadows? I don't even remember where were the shadows. It is not this. No. Okay, this must be. Okay, it's freezing a bit, you know, changes in the settings always do this. Alright. Hey, it's okay, I don't really mind having the shadows, you know. It's okay. It's okay, it's okay. See, I have a couple messages here. Have also alright. Emi says, okay, hello and welcome to the final race of the GT Super Endurance Series. Today's race, as you should know, will be 90 minutes instead of 60 and will be double points like the 2-hour race at Tokyo. So we are not giving the regular amount of points, not 1.5 either. We are doing giving double points than the usual event. An important information for the teams to consider. It is actually this gap the one that allows LCR to have a chance for the championship. Everyone should know how this works by now, so I don't have much more to add. So I'm just going to open it up to any questions before we start qualifying. Let's remove this notice that was annoying me a bit. There doesn't seem to have to be questions today. Everyone is silent. Here we have the teams that will participate. These two are still to be determined.
I don't know.
What's going on here? What do we have here? We have Mahra here, who's not in the spectator zone. Zenitho, who's not in the spectator zone either. Zenitho, please go to the spectator zone, which you can reach by clicking. I don't know where. No, you have to fly. You have to fly. Spectators, if you want to join the event, please join the spectator area, which is this building here. You can, you know, do like this and cross the wall, even if it looks solid, and just stay here. And this will help the drivers with the performance because they won't load the avatars thanks to this solid side of the wall. What else? Okay, let's go with quali then. Let me send a message. just have all the cars in this lane, which is the correct lane for the cars. Alpinium 15 with Cricri, Lucarmona with the LCR 60, all legit. Let's give it a check. Alright, this is legal. The other Alpinium with the 55th, Nikori, will try to do the laps. And what's going on here? Okay. And Mila 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6. So it is 6 teams in the end. It is 6 teams in the end. There are 2 teams that will not join. I understand. Oh, let me see. Are they here? One should be one of the LCRs who are not here, and the other should be the Renaissance who are not here either. So yeah, it will be 6 teams. Amy, good time if you have time during the session to have each driver get in the car to make sure they are zero script. One thing before we start, just to be clear, you will switch drivers at your pit box. You do not need to drive back to your tent to switch drivers. It should be obvious, but alright. Let's see. Qualify. All the cars meet the requirements. Good. 10 minutes. Unlimited laps. Quali starting in 30 seconds. Good luck. And there we go. So this means that officially, I assume Marcus will join the LCR 60 and the Renaissance Equipment will not race today. So 6 cars. 6 cars, and we'll remove here this and this. This means this does a little change, which is that for LCR now, one of their small possibilities to achieve the championship is now gone, because one of their chances to become champions was if he's finished P8, but since there are no longer 8 contenders today, they will not count with that card on their behalf. Now we have a board, a time board somewhere. Yes, we have a time board here. These are the first times that are being registered. JC just got P1 for Crude Samaritans, Evely in P2 for his, Cricri P3 for the Alpinium 15, Mila is P4 for MD Racing, Nikuri P5 for Alpinium 55, and Luke Carbona P6 for LCR 60. There are still laps to do. These are only the first ones. I was clarifying some information. Verlen says, Nikuri best one. Go, go, Nikuri. We have one Alpinion 55 supporter on the chat already. Nikuri, that I'm pretty certain that will do his best to make sure their team achieves the third position in the championship. We see now Kri completing their lap, Evely completing P2, Nikuri P4, Luke Carbona P2, JC is still P1 with the first 30 of the day. Here we see JC and Valky are gonna switch, or they are just not gonna. Okay, yes, actually JC stopped in the ground pit. Yeah, of course, this is important relevant information. The pit is the one in front of the signal, not the one behind. So for the LCR pit, this signal indicates this pit box and not this one. Important information to consider. Make sure, you teams, that you don't mess it up. Valky, who will need to move the car immediately. She's already receiving indications from Emmy. What else? Luke Carmona makes the best lap now, and he's now stepping out of the car, or not. He's just pitting. Maybe he will try an even better one. Meanwhile, Mila leaves the car for Don Romario, who will try to make another time for the team, maybe better, that will give them a better start from the beginning of the race. This is still to see. These are with 5 minutes, almost 5 minutes to go at the moment. Luke Carmona has the pole position for LCR 60, JC made it for Crude Samaritans, and Evely for his. In 4th place, good start, the Alpinion 55 with Nikuri, Arno and San Phoenix. In P5, good start, MD Racing with Milan Romario, and in P6, good start, Kri and Jack Taylor with Alpinion 15. Let's see if we can follow someone's hot lap. Like Romario. Romario is about to start a hot lap, actually. Here we are following him. He's about to find a car on the track. Hope that this is not doesn't lead to an incident that may ruin their lap, but it seems that he's gonna finish it cleanly, and it is gonna be a P7. He doesn't improve Mila's time, I believe. No, not yet. So MD Racing still starts from P5. It is now Evely who's gonna try to improve his time. If I forget. It seems that the LCR guys are so confident about their possibilities that they don't want to keep trying laps, and they don't even want to warm up. But now they have listened to this stream and they have decided that yes, maybe warm up is a good idea. Even quali, even if you have secured your position already, it's good always to use that time on track to warm up, since drivers will have to wait between 15 and 20 minutes until they can take the car again on the race. And having some little practice a bit before will help them to perform better. Here we see Valky who's trying to improve their teammates' time and take P1 for the team. For now, she's P4, so that's not enough for the purpose of the team, for the goal the team has, which is winning this race. This is not gonna be a good lap because we saw how she smashed a wall, but we will see now what she can do. This is another wall, and Evely makes P1. Evely makes P1. He's on pole at the moment. He is on pole for Sandwich at the moment with a 30.869. Let's see the board. There it is. Evely just took for the quali P1 for the team his, and now we will see if LCR will respond and will bring Luke back to the track to try to take that P1 again. In the meantime, Valky keeps trying to improve the starting position for the team, because now it's not a P2. Now they are starting from P3 behind his and LCR. So we will see what they are capable of. Here she comes, Valky, trying again to do a super lap that will help their team to start from a better position. We will see what she's capable of. It seems that LCR will not try to take the pole. Marcus stays on the track. And there she comes, P4, it's not enough. Meanwhile, Don Romario made a super time that gives MD Racing the advantage on the starting grid over the Alpinium 55. So unless something changes in this last lap that's starting right now, this is gonna be a P4 start for MD Racing. I'm trying to find Arno, but I don't know where he is. Here he is. Will Arno make it and improve Romario's time? No! This means that the positions are already decided. His will start from P1, from pole, followed by LCR, that will start P2. Crude Samaritans, P3 with JC's time. P4 will be for MD Racing. P5 will be for the Alpinium 55. And P6, the last one, will be for the Alpinium 15. I see that Bapolu joined in the end, so I guess we have to do some changes here. Arno, Jack, and Bapolu, I assume they will be. We'll confirm in a bit. Paul for his 9. And now let's reflect this in the note. So he's 9, starting first position, followed by the LCR 60, Crude Samaritans in 3rd, MDR 4th, Alpinium 55 in 5th position, and Alpinium 15 in 6th position. Okay, this actually goes here. I was in the wrong spot. And I'm gonna save these results here. Now let's go for the next Drivers meeting. I'm gonna close this chat windows. So, this why do people keep going here? It's like the third person that joins here like randomly. Alright, so this starting grid gives a lot of air to his in order to be able to win the race and complete their goal today, which is achieving the championship. Kira, who's gonna start the race away from keyboard, we'll see how that reflects on the team and if that might not escalate in further troubles for them. That means that Luke Carmona and Marcus West will most likely have to do the first stints. We'll see how that ends up. Okay, Emi will start explaining to us. Okay, good job everyone in qualifying. Oh, it's so hot in here. Jesus. I can feel people is nervous about this last event. It's very important, at least for 4 teams. Actually, it can be extended to more. Everyone has a goal here today. LCR and his, the fight for the championship. MD Racing, Alpine 55 in the fight for P3 in the championship. Alpine 15 with the goal of not finishing last today, and on the other hand, Cruz Samaritans with the goal of finishing first today. Just a few things about this track. As you should know, there is no yellow line to cross, so no need to worry about this while exiting pits. However, you should still be careful when joining the track and try to not cause a crash. This is always relevant. The fact that there is a wall, it doesn't mean that you can leave the pit lane like a rocket. You need still to be careful because there are cars driving there and you must take them into account when you are going to attack that second turn of the track. Also, if you're approaching a car that's exiting pits, don't barrel through them. Important thing, it's avoidable completely. Seems that there's some chit chat about avatars with scripts. I'm not following very much. However, you still have pit boxes, and all rules about pitting inside your pit box are of course still in effect. So let's make sure that people don't mess it up with the pits. Let me open Discord MD with me because it's where I report the incidents if there is any. Are there any questions before we start the race? There doesn't seem to be questions. So let's do the gate sync up. Alright, let's start with the registration then. I will do the little explanation. Oh my god, Valky, no! Alright. Alright, endurance, no, practice, no. End practice. Endurance. 91 minutes. And it's gonna be his LCR MD Racing Alpinium 15 Alpinium 55 and Good Samaritans 42. I will change this since he's racing with the JC account. Alpinium 55 must join the gate now with Arno, Sam and Nikuri. There is Arno. There is Sam. And we are missing Nikuri. Nikuri, where is it? Where is him? Nikuri, okay. Now, Alpinium 15, who should be Kruk, Jack Taylor and Bapolu, if I'm not wrong. There they go. MD Racing with Romario and Mila. There they are. LCR. That will be Luke, Kira and Marcus. Marcus. Yeah, we shall have a run because if Kira is AFK, she cannot really join the gate. I forgot to tell Kira that she needs to be, so decided we have to split her. Oh my god, so it's gonna be 2 drivers for LCR, 2 drivers for LCR. Last minute change. Luke Carmona and Marcus West will be in the LCR 60, while his will have their 3 drivers, Callie Finesmith, who has registered already, and now we are missing Evely and Naomi. There they are. List teams. This looks alright. 6 teams, so alright, drivers to your cars. This is the starting grid. And we place the names. So, Nissan, the safety car. It is racing here is a bit of a mess. So let's see if what is this safety car? Okay, this one. Okay. So I'm gonna start from here. Alright. We have everything we need here. Oh, what a weird view. The cars that will start to take their position in the starting grid. Ready. And this will place the gates here. Good. Okay, I need to make a little change here. Good. No more cars here, or yes? All good? Okay, so I can start to check the track. Looking for any issue or any object that might be on the track obstructing the way, and we don't want for the start of the race. Everything seems clean, no cars are stuck. So we have Pinion 15 from 6th position, Pinion 55 from the 5th, MDR from the 4th, Good Samaritans from 3rd position. We are waiting until they enable the script check option of the car, since it's mandatory for the races. It's an option you activate on the car settings. Good, they are legit now. LCR and heavily, they are all ready to go. Close this. This. Waiting, as Emmy indicates us. She's gonna check something, I guess. And now she joined us in the end. Yes, Amy is here, so she can hear us. What are we waiting for, Amy? Get ready to go. We send the region message and here we start the last event of the season, the season finale in the 90 minutes of Sun Beach. We are in the formation lap at the moment, and once the lights turn green, the race will officially start, and these teams with something to fight for on this race will do their best to achieve their goals. There will be winners, there will be losers, but especially there will be competition. That's what's most important in the end. To enjoy the skills, the performance, the show that these drivers will give to us today. I hope that you all enjoy the show. I will try to cover it the best I can. Here they are, the cars. And there we go. The race starts, green lights, and all of them are going for the win. Let me park the car properly. This is not the way. Here it is. Good. Yeah. Alright. Now I'm staying here where I don't annoy many people. And let's see. Cruz Samaritan is already leading the race. Okay, let me try to see where they are. Valky is now leading the race. I don't know what happened. I'm sorry I didn't show that part. But Valky is now leading the race. Luke is still P2, but the thing is that Evely is P3. After that, I don't know what situation was that switch positions between Valky and Evely in the lead of the race. They are all pretty close still. The effects of the draft, if they use it properly, won't let them escape from each other. Although we see that Evely is struggling a bit more with the pace of Valky and Luke. Luke, who's gonna try to pass Valky here through the outer, but he doesn't manage to. Meanwhile, Evely is quite close following them. And behind, MD Racing in P4, followed by, I assume this is correct, Arno in P5 for the Premium 55, who wants to take that position from the MD Racing car to secure the P3 in the championship. We will see if he managed to do it. I need to start noting the drivers here. Evely, Onyx. There was a pass there, by the way. Yes, actually, Evely took the lead. I'm missing all the important spots. I'm sorry, guys. Evely Onyx, who takes the lead of the race. Now Valky trying to pass the car through the inner. Yes, she managed. Still a weird move. That was not the cleanest move I have seen. And the LCR car is very close to both of them. Luca Carmona starting first here. Mila May starting first for the... What happened? What happened to Evely? Evely against the wall. She just lost the lead of the race, or the advantage she had, and now she needs to catch up. And Alpinion 55 is giving a drive-through penalty. The Alpinion 55 has been given a drive-through penalty. We'll have to check the pit lane to make sure that they serve. Arnotaurus starts the race for them. Cricri for the Alpinion 15. And Valky Skylaker for the Good Samaritan car. We need to see if the Alpinion 55 serve the drive-through. There they are. Arnotaurus. They must not be very happy with what just happened, because this will make super complicated for them to secure P3. This is a drive-through advantage of the MD Racing team over Alpinion 55 in the fight for the third position of the championship. Arno must be not particularly happy, and we'll see later what's going on for the rest of the teammates, what they say, what they feel, what they think. In the meantime, let me minimize this to not noise. We see LCR. The LCR car is quite ahead now of the rest. I assume that both the Crude Samaritan car and the his car with Valky and Evely had a collide or something, because now Luke is comfortably leading the race with a good gap that he didn't have before. I have to say that this fight of Evely and Valky this season has become a classic already, I would say, because not only on GTS Super Series, Super Endurance, sorry, where we see that they are fighting for the position, but also in GTS Super Series they are quite regularly fighting for the same positions on track, and they are actually quite close in the championship. So we will see how is that reflected today in the result of this race, because what's certain is that this fight between them makes stronger the LCR possibilities. Since now Luke is driving with clean air, he doesn't have to deal with any traffic, with any fight, while these two, their pride make them spend all the effort they can on taking the advantage over the other. We will see in the second stint or in future stints how they manage the gaps, because we know that the pace between Evely and Valky are quite similar, but we don't know how the pace will be between JC and the other two his drivers, Naomi and Kali. We see that Evely here made a not very good move by cutting that corner. We hope that she doesn't do it again, otherwise we will need to let Emi know. Meanwhile, the MD Racing car in the fourth position, very comfortable. I don't manage to... there it is. Very comfortable in the fourth position. They don't have rivals right now on track. They have clean air, and they must make the most of this situation. We don't have pits yet, so we don't know yet how many pits we will have here. There are two possibilities. Could be a 4 stop strategy with stops at minutes around 18, every 18 minutes more or less, or a more conservative, safe strategy of 5 stops with 1 stop every 15 minutes. We don't know what the teams have planned for this, so we will have to see in the next basically in the next 6 minutes we will know, because if someone goes for the 15-minute strategy, they should start stop exactly at 15 minutes to make sure that all the drivers have the same time on track and the best combination of tires possible. No position changes for now. We still see the fight for the P2 between oh, not anymore. It seems that Valky has lost a gap with Evely. We don't know what happened. Again, I didn't focus the gas when it was happening. But the thing is that now Evely has created a gap over Valky, and now he feels comfortable to try to reach Luke again. We will see if with clean air they manage to do so, because it's gonna be important for the result, for the final result. Before here we see MD Racing still on track. Meanwhile, not that far, the Alpinium 55 from their teammates, the Alpinium 15 Arno is trying to reach the P5, which is the very least they should target on this race. We know that the Alpinium at the moment have the Alpinium 55 way better positioned in the championship than the Alpinium 15, and that means that they put their best lineup on this car to make the most of the points. There we saw anyways an accident from Arno that prevented him from doing a better lap. The gaps here are quite huge now. I mean, they are like 3 seconds from Evely to Luke, and 2.5 from Valky to Evely. So they don't have draft distance, they are just driving with clean air. The thing is, we will see if Valky reaches Evely or if Evely reaches Luke. We are 1 hour 19 minutes to go now. Evely 0.1 seconds faster than Luke on this last lap. So maybe slowly that Evely might be able to reduce the gap with Luke Carmona. Yorkie, Luke was doing slow laps in practice, 31.3 or so. Maybe he's pacing for 4 stops. Definitely. I mean, I didn't do. I don't do tests, you know, because I'm not racing on this category, and I prefer to have this surprise, you know, for the moment of the race of finding out who races with what and judge basing on that. But yeah, definitely. I mean, if there's the opportunity to do 4 stops instead of 5, teams should go for it, because 1 stop can absolutely kill your race if you do an extra stop. It's like a drive-through penalty, but way stronger, because it's a drive-through penalty plus 32 seconds of the pit itself, plus the time you spent on opening the car menu, braking, and gaining speed again. So yeah, 1 stop can penalize you a lot, and I'm pretty sure that the teams don't want to be penalized on this track, because as I said before, everyone is fighting for something on this race. They all have their goals, and they must make sure that they don't make mistakes, otherwise it will be hard for them to achieve these goals. Evely keeps the very same times that Luke is now 3 seconds again from him. Valky, however, just cut 0.3 points to Evely. And Arno, who's still unable to pass his teammate. I mean, it's at the moment it's Luke closer to Arno to pass Arno than Arno is to pass Krikri. So we will see if Arno is the first, the Alpinion 55 is the first car to be lapped, but Luke is closing the gap quite quickly, and Arno is still not able to pass his teammate or his structure mate, because the team of Arno technically is the one from the car 55 with Sam and Nikuri, but we know that both cars are the Alpinium ones, so they are all a big family. We don't see any cars pitting yet, and we are 1 hour 16 minutes to go. If someone goes for 5 stops, we should see the first stops in the next minute or 2. So let's see what happens here. Evely now 3.5 seconds from Luke, and Valky still 5.5, so Valky is closing the gap with Evely. They are now 2 seconds one from each other. And here we see Luke Carmona, who's approaching, oh my god, the 2 Alpinium cars. Be careful, because these 2 Alpinium cars are so close with each other that a bad movement there could ruin Luke's advantage and make Evely and Valky catch up. But it seems has not been the case for now. Luke managed to pass Arno successfully and keeps the lead of the race. Evely 4 seconds, 0.4 behind, and Valky 7.3. Now Valky lost a gap with Evely, and Evely with Luke. So the gap between the 3 lead cars is increasing at this point of the race. 1 minute 14 to go. We should be about to see the first stops in the next minutes. If not for 5 stops, then for 4 stops, because it's gonna be now 16 minutes since the very start of the race, which means we are closing the gap to that 18 minutes of a stint that a car needs to do in order to make 4 stops. And Krikri for the Alpinium 15 is the first car to stop. We will see where they stop. Oh no, he's very out. He needs to move back. He needs to move back. He doesn't move back. That's gonna be a penalty for the Alpinium 15. Penalty for Alp 15. The Alpinium 15 that will receive a penalty. Jack Taylor. Meanwhile, these cars are all in the right position. This one is in the right position as well. Wait, how did the... Okay, yeah, the first. Yeah, okay. These two are also correct inside the pit boxes. Now we see the Alpinium 15 serving the drive-through penalty for pitting out of the box, while the rest should be all okay. So we see that Kali takes the his 9 car, Luke Carmona stays in the LCR 60, Don Romario takes the MDR 404, Sam Phoenix takes the Alpinium 55, Jack Taylor is not at all ready, and I believe Valkis is still driving, correct? Yes, Valkis is still driving. Valky will stay for another stint in a row. I am discussing a little topic with Emmy. So, what do we have? Luke Carmona about to lap the Alpinium 15. He makes it. And how are the rest? We see both his and Cruz Samaritans very far. I mean, they are fighting each other actually at the moment. Ooh, that movement quite aggressive. I'm not seeing anything. Wait. Okay, now this is a better view. It seems like his and Cruz Samaritans are going to be fighting pretty much the whole race. They are now almost 10 seconds behind Luke, but we'll have to see what happens when Marcus and Naomi take the cars. We'll see if Marcus will be capable of keeping the good pace and hold their two direct rivals behind, or if Cruz Samaritans with JC and his with Naomi and Kali manage to keep him to reach him actually. So according to the lap where they stopped, to the time, let's say better in this case, considering the minute when they stopped, it looks to me like it's gonna be a 4-stop race. This means 5 stints in total. For those teams with 2 drivers, that's gonna be 3 stints for one of the drivers, 2 stints for the other, and for those teams with 3 drivers, it's gonna be 2, 2, and 1. So we will see who will race the most stints of each team, because that can be critical for the result of the race. if I'm not wrong, the strategy of stopping at the every 18 minutes is quite extreme, quite to the limit on this track, since the cars stop with less than 10% tires, if I'm not wrong. So this is how teams try to make their best of their cars. Jack is blocked. What happened with Jack Taylor? We are not seeing Jack Taylor. Jack Taylor has been black flagged. Jack Taylor has been asked to retire the car. It's the second race in a row that Jack Taylor faced an issue on the track, and this means that most likely the Alpine 15 will finish last and will score half of the points. Oh no, actually not. I'm not sure yet, but I think they will. They will, because they will need to do an extra stop no matter what. And this is how it is the second race in a row that Jack faces the same issue. Jack, who doesn't manage to have a good race for some time now. Third stint for Vapolu, but a third stint that it's actually a second too. And Vapolu with scripts on the avatar. Oh my god, the Alpine 15 is dealing with all the bad luck possible. Vapolu really needs to jump out and remove the scripts he has attached, which we don't know where they are, because he's using the quite average avatar he does for all races. Now you see, okay, now he's legit, but the car is not pit. They need to pit. Oh, of course they don't need to pit. Actually, they don't need to pit. It's not mandatory to pit when you stop. They are just switching drivers in this case. So we will see how this ends up. Luke Carmona leading the race comfortably. He's trying to make the most advantage possible to be able to make the race easy for their teams. Where is okay, it seems that the gap between the Cruz Samaritan's car and his car is now super huge. I guess we are missing all the good fights. This is unlucky for us. I assume that they have a collide or something. We have to ask later what happened, but the thing is now is that the Cruz Samaritan car is way ahead of his, and the issue for his now is that they have to pass two lapped cars. So we will see if they have it easy, because even if the championship should be secured for them at this point, if they just complete the stints correctly, he wants to make the best result possible from this race, and for that they need to get to get rid of these cars and to close the gap with Cruz Samaritans and with LCR, otherwise they won't be able to. We are almost 1 hour to go. We need to keep an eye on the pit lanes. Yorkie, the his 9 got stopped dead by the Alpine 15 parked at the hairpin. Then the 15 hit it 3 more times on that lap. So basically, Jack Taylor, with his net issues, has affected significantly the result of the race for his. I'm pretty certain that his will have something to say at the end of the race, as the girls, even if they achieve the championship today, which is most likely what should happen, it won't be a nice day to celebrate if they finish the race this way. But still, the LC car, which is about to lap again the Alpinium cars. Here we see that Kali already managed to pass the Alpinium and the MD Racing cars. We don't see any more stops for now, but we see here a kind of fight, even if these two cars are not really, they are not fighting for position, because the MD Racing car is about to lap the Alpinium 15, but still they are fighting like it was for position, and MD Racing takes the position finally. I mean, not the position, because the position was already them's, but let's say this fact, MD Racing finally got rid of the, or not, maybe they didn't get rid of the Alpinium 15 yet, because the Alpinium 15 is fighting back. MD Racing needs to complete at least one kinda clean lap in order to be able to get rid of the Alpinium car and not give them any draft. Oh, that's not a good movement from Don Romario, who's struggling to get rid of Vapolu. Even if it's a lapped car, he's having a good oh my god, that collision almost kills Luke Carmona. Luke Carmona, who's now the one trying to get rid of the lapped cars. A lot of traffic for him here. No stops yet, right? Yes, correct, no stops yet. He has the two Alpinium cars behind, and Sam is managing to keep the pace for now. Yorkie says his 9 have dealt with these situations in every race this season. They will pull through, I'm pretty certain about that, Yorkie. He has faced different adverse situations this season, and even in those situations they manage even to win races. So I'm pretty certain that they will manage to do it this race again. I don't know if winning, but they will come back, it's absolutely certain. Now Luke trying to not to get position because he's already leading, but to pass this lap car of MD Racing, who, for by the way, they are still in P4, but Sam Phoenix is really closing the gap, and we might have a fight between the MD Racing car and the Alpinium 55 very soon to decide the third position of the championship. No car speeding for now. We are now 1 hour to go, 59 minutes with 8 seconds, almost 59 minutes now, and we should see the next stops in around 5 minutes maybe. In around 5 minutes we should see the next pit stop. We are at the moment in the stint number 2. All the cars are running their second stint except the Alpinium 15, whom for technical issues had to stop early and give the spot on the car to another driver. They are in the third stint, the rest are in the second stint. And here we see the fight between the Alpinium 55 and the MD Racing car for the fourth position that will give one of these the third position in the championship. For now, Sam, who's showing a stronger consistency than Romario at the moment, she has passed Romario and she's trying to create a little gap over them. Remember that the Alpinium 55 has to deal with a drive-through penalty, so this is counting the drive-through penalty that they are still ahead. Even under those circumstances, they are ahead of the MD Racing car And that's very good news for this team, because if they keep this consistency and this strength of on track, they will certainly secure P4. Meanwhile, His stops to give Naomi the third stint of the car. Third stint for Naomi Lockett. She's inside the box, so everything is good here, and this means we will start to see other cars stopping. For now, no one else is doing so. We see here the Good Samaritan's car dealing with a lapped car. Sorry if you don't like this view, guys, but I need to make sure that the pits are correct. That is my task as co-host of the series, and if I don't do my job, I'm gonna be fired, and I definitely don't want that. San Phoenix creating a gap over Don Romario. Valky with for Crude Samaritans is 12 seconds behind. Look, almost 13 seconds. We will see now the third. I'm curious to know who's gonna take the car for the third stint of the LCR car. Here they are. Luke makes the pit stop. Is he jumping out? He's not jumping out just yet. Maybe he tries to make the third best stints of his life altogether. We will see. Crude Samaritans are inside the pit box. Luke Carmona is gonna make the third stint for the team. And finally we see Jesus Crisp taking the car for the third stint of the Crude Samaritans team. They are inside the pit box, so good. And now it is Vapolu for the Alpinium 15. It seems that Vapolu is facing some issues. He's accessing the pit lane very slowly, and it's gonna be whom? Cricri, I assume. Cricri, who takes the fourth stint of Alpinium, which is... Oh my god, oh my god. San Phoenix needs to move back the car. Yes, good. Not enough. Yes, okay, now, yes. Now she is in legit position, and now she can make the pit stop. Also, MD Racing, correct position as well. Nikuri is gonna take the Alpino 55, and Mila May the MD Racing car. So all the teams have started their third stint. Luke Carmona 3 stints in a row, followed by His, who's now with Naomi Lockett on the track. Mila taking the MD Racing car. Nikuri, the Alpinium 55, Kirkri in that fourth stint for the Alpinium 15, and Jesus Crisp, or Little Bear, taking the third stint for the Crude Samaritans car. I know it's Little Bear, you know, but for some reason I do like this DJ. What's the name of the DJ? That set with that gesture of Little Bear, you know, whatever. MD Racing now slightly. Are they ahead or behind the Alpino? I think they are still behind. Yeah, no. No, they are now ahead because Sam had that little issue on pit lanes that she had to reverse the car in order to complete the pit stop correctly, and in consequence they lost a lot of time there. Here you can see how important it is to do a pit stop correctly, because if you mess it up just a little bit, that is reflected later on the track in the form of seconds, important seconds that have moved the Alpine 55 to the 5th position behind their direct rivals for the 3rd position in the championship, MD Racing, who are now ahead. But we will see if Nikuri manage to close the gap with the MD Racing car. We know that Nikuri has been performing quite well in other categories in the last weeks, and actually with Arno in the last race on this category they got P2 in dark side, so they definitely can make it. Here we see Luke Carmona close to Naomi, but Naomi is being lapped already. He is being lapped by Luke. He is really trying to do the very best in 3 stints to give Marcus all the air possible in order to achieve the miracle of winning the race. Naomi, who is not able to keep the pace of Luke, but still she will try her best to get back to the draft of the LCR car, because if she manages to keep the same pace than Luke, she will make Luke get stuck in the 1 lap advantage, and that will be less to recover for them later when Marcus West is on the car. Where are the rest? Let me see. Cree. Here we are. JC in the last lap was 15.5 seconds behind. Now he's 15.8. He's losing time to Luke, so doesn't look good either for the Good Samaritan's car during this stint to be able to cut the gap with the LCR car. Gonna be another fatal date for the Alpine 15, who, as same as last race, they will have to deal with an extra stint and breaking one rule regarding the distribution of the stints, which means that on top of being last, they will be penalized with half the points. Meanwhile, MD Racing with Mila May are not telling us that Jax Taylor computer is shitty. I thought he got a new PC, but it doesn't seem like it didn't really work very well. We should see here Nikuri, who's trying to chase Mila. It's gonna be important for them to close this gap, otherwise they won't be able to take the P3 in the championship. They are facing several issues on this track. The drive-through and the slow stop from the last time Sam was on the car is definitely being a handicap for these guys in order to achieve their goal, but there's still too much race to go. We are half, actually about to reach half the race. We are with 47 and a half minutes to go. At minute 45 we will reach half the race, and technically speaking, what you can do in half a race, you can revert it in the second half of the race. So if Luke managed to make 1 lap advantage and a half over his, that means that his can close the gap of 1 lap advantage in the second half of the race. And this is what they will try to achieve. So did I see that Naomi actually is still super close to Luke? I don't know if Luke has an issue or something, or if Naomi actually closed the gap by using pace. But this is very good news for his, because they are avoiding Luke to escape any further, and this is gonna be critical for the second half of the race. So everything is still to be decided, all the gaps can be reverted, and we will see who managed to do so. Because even if now looks like LCR have everything in their favor to win the race, now they have to deal with JC and Valky from Good Samaritans, and possibly Evely and Naomi again, or Kali against Marcus West. We don't have any stops yet, but we shouldn't be that far from the next stop. Actually, in the next 5 minutes we should see the next pit stop for all the teams. Let's see how they are doing with their tires. Well, maybe a bit more. JC with 42% tires, Recruit 47, 48. Yeah, they are still, I could say, around 8 minutes maybe. So at minute 35 maybe, at minute with 35 minutes to go is when the next stop should happen. So that should be in around 6 minutes. In 6 minutes we'll see the next pit stops. Yorkie says, Luke had a 33-second lap, but I couldn't see what happened to him. Yeah, he most likely faced an issue then, a little collision or something. But still, even with that incident, he's now creating a gap over his, who are in 3rd position. And the Crude Samaritan's car, who's closer at the moment to lapping his than to being lapped by Luke. So a great pace from Crude Samaritans at the moment, who presented this lineup in this race with the goal of winning the race. So they must do the best they can in the second half in order to be able to achieve this goal, but I'm pretty certain that Marcus won't make things easy for them. We see here the MD Racing, who keeps the pace with Nikuri. Like, Nikuri is not really, I mean, if I believe he's slightly, very slightly closer to MD Racing than they were before, but I have to say that Nikuri is not closing the gap to Mila May at the moment. Mila May is being enough consistent at the moment to keep the same pace than the Alpine 55, and that's of course great news for the MD racing car, because they are ahead. So they just have to keep this pace, and with that they will achieve the third position of the championship. But I'm pretty certain that Alpine 55 have other plans in mind, and they will try something to take that position back for them. Luke Carmona, who's about to lap the Alpine 55 car for the third time. Look, that with this performance he's gonna make around 55 minutes in a row non-stop driving. He's really putting all the effort on these 3 stints. He really wants the team to win, and he knows that to achieve that he must give Marcus all the advantage he can, because Marcus will have to deal later with absolute monsters as the Good Samaritans, and his drivers are. We are now 41 minutes to go, around 4 minutes until the next round of pit stops happen. You can see that Luke managed to pass Nikuri. Naomi, who still keeps a good pace, but of course not enough to reach Luke, but she's performing really well. JC, meanwhile, here he comes. I'm not sure if JC is... I think he's not really closing the gap with Luke. Let me compare the laps. JC. No, he's not really closing the gap, so they will need to close the gap later. Okay, his has stopped. His has stopped at minute 40. Minute 40, isn't that too early? Are they going for 5 stops? It is Naomi again on the car. They are going for 5 stops. His is going for 5 stops. Wow, that gap definitely defined the result in the race. His is going for 5 stops. They stopped with 40 minutes to go. That means that they will need to stop at least one more time than the rest. I mean, maybe I'm wrong, but I believe that might really force the his car to stay in the third position at the end of the race. I mean, for them it's still fine. Like, that's all they need to achieve the championship, but they are, I believe they are giving up the victory with that extra stop, if I'm not wrong, because I'm pretty certain that the rest of the cars are doing a 4-stop strategy. I'm gonna stay close to here now to see the stops, because in couple of minutes the 4 stoppers should start to stop. And here comes Luke Carmona. Minute 38. Are they gonna make also 5 stops? Okay, Marcus West takes the car now. Marcus West takes the car now. I believe it's too soon. And also thus Good Samaritans. So maybe I'm wrong, and they actually need to do 5 stops. JC, who's gonna make the extra the fourth stint of the team, I was pretty sure, I was pretty certain that that they were all going for 4 stops, but stopping now with 38 minutes to go, I don't think they can do it now. I mean, we will see later how that ends up. Cricri is trying to know where to park the car. Here they are. Cricri stops and Vapolu takes the car. Okay, now this is the problem. Yeah, one of them will have to run an extra stint, and that will lead to the car achieving only half the points. Mila May stops and Don Romario takes the car. Meanwhile, Sam Phoenix takes the car for the... where are they? Kia. For the Alpine 55. They are stopping in technically the same lap. These two. Actually, these cars here are the best position to try the 4 stops, but the leaders, I don't know if they will make it, honestly. Luke said last night he was going to have to stack his stints early because he had to leave, so that might be what's going on with the LCR 60. Oh, okay, so he had to leave. Okay, that leaves Marcus West the tough task of keeping the advantage, he alone, without his teammate. Where is Marcus now? We don't know where he is. He should be here, here. Here is Marcus, who's gonna have to deal with the next 35 minutes of the race. No one else is stopping, right? No. Everyone is done with the stops. Yorkie says, are they all going to do the last lap on the rims? I think they can't. I mean, in theory, I mean, maybe I'm wrong, but I believe that the cars don't last that long. I mean, they could, technically, but it could be more than 1 lap. It could be 2, 3 laps. 3 laps maybe without rims. That's too much. In that case, an extra pit stop is worth it, definitely. So maybe he knows someone that the rest don't. I mean, it's certain that his strategy-wise have been the strongest team on the track so far. So maybe they know the car really can't do this, and they have decided to, instead of risking it and maybe reaching the end of the race without tires, to just do an extra lap and give everyone on the track the best last tires possible to keep the best paces and try to achieve the win. Here we see Don Romario, who's racing against Sam Phoenix. This is the same stint they had before, Romario against Sam, and in that stint, if we remember, Sam managed to pass Romario and to create a gap over him, so I guess we can expect the same on this stint, to see Sam Phoenix passing Romario again and create a gap in order to face the last stint of the race. Meanwhile, we see where is the fact I'm looking for. This one, Marcus against the wall, and he's just unlapped themselves. Here starts the comeback. He's starts to reduce the gap with the LCR car. They have now 33 minutes or 32.5 minutes to close one whole lap with Marcus, which is pretty much 31 seconds. So they must close 1 second per minute from here until the end of the race. That's the only chance for his to at least try to take the P2, and in a further situation the P1, because of course the Crude Samaritan's car is gonna try as well to close the gap with the LCR car and take the lead. But yeah, I'm really wondering how the end of the race will be, because I believe I was convinced when I saw the first stops that they were all aiming for a 4-stop strategy, but now I'm certainly doubtful about it. I don't see it any clear. We will see. The last stint is gonna be key, because we will see how much time left they have on the car, on the hovertext, and that will clearly define what is the strategy for the end of the race. If they will make an extra stop and not risk the tires, or if they will go to the limit and try to finish the race with one less pit stop. This race is being absolutely impossible to predict at the moment. We don't know who's gonna win, because we have three circumstances. Marcus West, that was given a huge advantage by Luke, and he must keep the advantage. Crude Samaritans, who's clearly trying a 4-stop strategy, and who's clearly trying a 5-stop strategy. So each of them have a condition to win the race, and we will see in the end who is right about theirs. The big teams will have the advantage at the end, because they'll have more people available to push the car over the line. That's it. That's correct. We'll see the drivers from the top teams leaving the pit lane to help their cars to reach the start-finish line and complete the race even without tires. Naomi, who's about to lap Bapolu, and he's already creating a good gap. Oh my god, this little collide. Marcus is not gonna be very happy about it. Oh my god. I mean, Romario just passed two drivers. And by the way, Sam didn't manage to pass MD Racing in the end. We thought she was going to do so quite quickly, but MD Racing is still ahead of the Alpine 55, and that is great news for the MD Racing car. Oh my god, what's happening to Romario here? He had a little disconnection of his keyboard, I believe, because that movement was quite weird. Sam Phoenix now doing the same weird move, but in another lap. And here it is. They are stopping again. They are doing the 5 stops. His is doing the 5 stops, confirm. His reveals their intentions. Kali on the car. His are clear and direct about their strategy. We are going to do 5 stops. We don't care if you see it. Now the rest of the teams must be wondering what the hell is going on. I'm scared as fuck. These girls know something that I don't, and now they are about to panic. We see a lot of collides here. I believe this is gonna be like a lot of time lost for the cars involved, and that will definitely affect the result of the race, because is this his? This is his already. His. No, of course, they are still lap because they did that extra stop. They are about to unlap themselves soon. We see that I don't remember what was the warning, but one car was warned about Clean Racing JC, who's at the moment leading the race. Good Samaritans is leading the race at this moment. How many tires do they have? I want to know, because that's gonna be relevant. They have 37%, so they have to 37% with 26 minutes to go. That means 13. I mean, they need to another 10 minutes. They must stay on track another 9 minutes maybe, in order to complete the 4-stop strategy. I start to believe they can manage. Like 33% is 1/3, and 9 minutes. Oh yeah, 9 minutes. Yeah, that's maybe too much time. I'm not sure what's gonna happen with the pit stops on this race, but I believe that after all, his could be correct about doing 5 stops instead of 4. We will see that at the end of the race, because I'm pretty certain that those that go for 4 stops will cross the finish line without tires. The thing is, the extra stop that he's made will compensate the time these cars will spend on track without tires. That we will have to see. But for now, it seems like his is the only car who's clearly going for 5 stops. The rest of the cars, by staying out at this minute of the race, are saying we are going for 4 stops. We are certain about our strategy, so they must know something as well. So who's gonna be right? His or everyone else? Well, for some reason, his are leading the championship, so we cannot call them crazy, we cannot call them insane, because it's not the first time that they surprise us. Now, yes, now is he's about to unlap themselves. The thing is, yeah, of course, like he's actually 2 laps behind, 2 laps down behind LCR and Good Samaritans. So that's a lot to recover. What's certain is that Good Samaritans now have all the advantage, because they are ahead of the LCR car with the very same strategy. So in the very worst case, with the pace that JC is having on track, and also the pace that Valky can give in the last stints if she races, they should be able to secure at the very least P2 if the 5-stop strategy doesn't work, or even P1 if it ends up working. We don't see any more stops for now. We should see, for those who are trying the 4 strategies, the 4-stop strategy, we should see their stops in the next 4 minutes. 4 minutes until we see the last pit stop for, or what we expect the last pit stop for most of the cars. I was thanks. I was drinking some water. Hot water, I cannot handle it. Jesus Crisp leading the race at the moment for Crude Samaritans. It could be the first time Crude Samaritans wins in GT Super Endurance, and that could mean that they have won already in one of the drivers in all the categories, because JC already won. Well, and myself as well in GP1. They might be able to win today in GT Super Endurance, and as individual drivers he managed to win as well in GT Super Series. Not this season, but last season, where he also achieved the championship. Okay, the LCR car is stopping with 20 minutes to go. They will not last. They will not last a full stint. They will have to do an extra stop. Marcus West. This might be key for the result of the race. He's who are already celebrating, because they should at the very least do the same stops than the LCR car. And the Good Samaritan's car is stopping as well. They won't make it. They will have to do an extra stop in the end. Jesus Crisp doing the 5th stint for the Good Samaritan's car, and we will see how this ends. He's still leading, that's true to say, but I don't know if they will make it. I mean, maybe one lap without tires they can. I think that's their goal. I think their goal is to do one lap without tires and win the race that way. But we will see if they manage to. Because the thing is, okay, the thing now is that his car, in theory, with the same stops, they managed to unlap themselves, so they are now just 30 seconds behind. They can close that gap, maybe. And another car is stopping. In this case, it's gonna be the Alpinion 15 and also the MD Racing car. Alpinion 15, who's for now keeps Bapolu on the car. Let's see what you have here. Mila May is taking the MD Racing car. Arno Taurus the Alpinium, and Cricri the Alpinium 15. Actually, okay, this is gonna be interesting. This is gonna be very interesting, because the cars behind may be able to do one less stop than the cars that are leading, and that means that both MD Racing and Alpinium 55 might be able to finish in the podium if they keep a good enough pace to compensate the extra lap that the leading cars are going to do. So on this track, the fact of having a worse pace has benefited them, because that managed that for them that's one less lap, I mean one less pit stop, and that will give them a lot of air for the end of the race to be able to not stop and maybe take a podium over them. So what is the situation? Okay, maybe it's complicated with 4 laps down. Okay, maybe I was hallucinating a bit or too motivated, but this is gonna definitely reduce the gap among the cars by the end of the race. Like, these gaps of 4 laps are not gonna be the case. What's certain is that at least one team will stop extra, and that team is his. He's doing their very last stop. Evelionics taking the car. If they complete the race now, they will be legit and they will conquer the championship. The Good Samaritan's car emitting weird sounds that we do not identify. Must be this weird face in front of the car, but they are definitely trying to do the 4-stop strategy, and the rest of the cars, if they stop, it will take until the very last minutes. So maybe at the very end we see some random pit stops that we didn't expect to see before. Here they are. They are technically 2 laps, virtually 2 laps behind, but in fact it might be good enough with the strategy to win the race. We will see how this ends up, because if these people lose their tires with 2 or 3 minutes to go, they can close the gap in that time, because the cars without tires are quite slow. "15 minutes to go." That's the situation. In 15 minutes we will have a result, and we don't know what result, because some cars are trying the 4-stop strategy, and that might lead to an absolute mess and position switch at the end that we never saw before. His is going safe. They said, we only need to finish this race, we don't need to do crazy things, we just need to finish in a good position, and that should be enough to become champions, and that's what they are doing. Meanwhile, LCR and Good Samaritas are trying something different in order to achieve the victory. So we will see how this ends up. Evelyn now has the task to complete the best laps possible. MD Racing, who keeps for now 4th position. Yeah, his is actually already P3, so his should have the P3 already secured. So at the very least, his will finish in the podium. We don't know yet if P3 or maybe even P2 or P1. Let's see how the rest of the cars handle the situation. But what's also certain is that MD Racing is most likely securing the 4th position, and that means the 3rd position in the championship for them. this is most likely the last stint for them, and they must keep it clean. No mistakes. Just keep a good pace and finish the race to achieve the third position in the championship. Arnotaurus, however, has a different plan. He really wants to reach the MD Racing car and try to take the P3 in the championship, but he is honestly very far from them. We just saw in the hairpin that MD Racing was crossing the start finish line, and Arno is still here, many seconds behind, maybe 20 seconds or so, and I honestly doubt that by now Alpine... Oh, Arnotaurus just collides against the wall. This is very bad news. Actually, MD Racing is closer to lap them than Arno to recover the position. Here they are. They are here. They are super close to the Alpine 55. MD Racing is gonna make it. MD Racing, if they keep this pace, they are going to finish the race in P4 and achieve the third position in the championship. And they are pitting now. Alpine 55 said, okay, this is not gonna work. This is not gonna work. We are going to do 5 stops as well. They notice, maybe a bit late, and it should be Nikuri definitely. Nikuri should take the car for the last stint of the race. And we'll see how the rest... So you will have already one car that said, we are not gonna make it in 4 stops. Let's... Or maybe they think, okay, maybe if 4 stops is not the way to go, let's... I mean, since the position is at the moment is already lost, let's try something different. Like, okay, the position is lost at the moment, so what we can do to try to take it? Let's do an extra stop now, and let's wait for the rest of the team to mess it up at the end, and see if that gives us the 4th position, and in consequence the 3rd position in the championship. Very smart move from the Alpinium car right now. They saw it very clear. This was the only way to achieve something bigger than P5 on this race, and we will see if this actually works. Because for now no one else is stopping, and we are 10 minutes to go. Well, almost 9 minutes to go. Here they are, the target of the Alpine 55 cars. And Marcus, who's still in 2nd place, but I believe they will have to end up stopping, and that's gonna be great news for his. We will see. His are here. They are doing their best at the moment to finish the race in the best situation possible regarding tires, so no risks, no surprises, and it is on the hand on these other cars the destiny of the race. JC, who's, if I'm not wrong, about to lap the LC car. So even if the strategy of the 4 stops doesn't work, with this in this situation he should be able even to do the stop and keep the position. See, they are not fighting for position here, but no more stops here. No more stops for now. Here we see that JC managed to pass Marcus and is now with 1 lap over him for whatever happens on the track. We are 7 minutes to go. We are not that far from the critical point of knowing if these cars will do an extra stop in the end or if they will finish the race without tires. Possibly, for Good Samaritans, the wisest option is to stop, since they have a good gap over his, but I'm not sure about LCR if they may try to finish the race with 1 less stop. Still to see, still to decide. They must be checking right now the rest of the tires they have, deciding what to do, because their decision is gonna be critical for the result of the race. No cars pitting. Here we see Nick Curry with Alpine 55 in the 5th position. They won't stop again. The rest we don't know yet. We will have to see what the MD racing car does. Crickery representing Alpine 15, who are gonna score half of the points due to the incident with cars with flat tires should stay off the racing line. Amy Blueberry just opened the gap for the cars to keep racing if they stay out of the racing line, so they must not block other cars if they decide to stay out. This is gonna be an exciting end of the race, and Marcus said the same, like, we are not gonna make it, we need to stop. Marcus West stops the car, and it is a 5-stop strategy for the LCR car in the end, and for Good Samaritans as well. They are pitting in the end. They are pitting, and it's gonna be, should be bulky, otherwise they will get half of the points. But JC doesn't jump out of the car. If JC stays in the car for the last stint, they will be penalized with half the points, which I'm pretty sure they don't care, because their goal is to win. And it's gonna be JC. Good Samaritans, half the points already decided. The same fate as the Alpine 15. And for now, only 1 car is doing the 4-stop strategy and is staying on it, and that is gonna be the and it's gonna be the MD racing. Where is the MD racing car? I don't see it. Here they are. 17%. They are gonna make it actually. MD Racing are gonna be the only team to complete the race with 4 stops. So it actually worked for the MD Racing team. Was Valky asking how it is possible that the 4-stop strategy didn't work. So we'll have to explain to them later. So we will see now with 3 minutes to go, 2 minutes and a half, we are about to finish the race. And where are his car? I want to here they are. 2 minutes and less than 2 minutes and a half to go, and this car here is about to achieve the championship. They are in second position, but that is enough for them for the purpose of this race. We are now looking at Evelionics driving the His 9, a car that will become history, a car that will become a myth, a car that will become a legend of the Second Life racing community, because they are about to become GT Super Endurance Championship. 1 minute and a half to go. It was Husaria in 2023 with the prototype cars, with the GTPs. It was Sigma in 2023 as well, with the GT version of the endurance cars. It was Carmona Endurance in 2024. It was 2022 for those two, and 2023 for the Carmona Endurance, that achieved the championship of GT Super Endurance. And now 2025, 2 years later and 2 laps to go, His is about to be crowned as the new GT Super Endurance champions. We are observing now the driver who's gonna make it possible, the captain of this structure, the absolute MVP of the season, the new German menace. Since Eli left us almost 1 year ago, someone has taken that spot that Germany needed on Second Life Racing, and that's gonna be Evelionics with Naomi Lockett, another legendary driver for this category already, and Callie Finesmith, who are gonna become the new GT Super Endurance champions. These are the new GT Super Endurance champions. Evelionics, Naomi Lockett and Callie Finesmith achieve the second place in the 90 minutes of Sand Beach, and secures the championship, the 2025A championship, the first title in the history of his in the FBA, and it's gonna be 2 rookies in the category, as Evely and Naomi are, plus the veteran Canadian driver and owner of Racers Island, Callie Finesmith. Here they are, the 3 girls. His are the new GT Super Endurance champions. 2 years later, we have a new reign in the category. We have new queens to serve rest mortals on this competition. Their final results, I'm gonna note them in my notes so everyone can see. Race results here. I'm gonna remove myself because I do not count. Good Samaritans achieve their first victory in this category with JC and Valky Skylaker, although in terms of points they will only achieve half of them, because JC made double the stints than Valky. In second place, he's the new champions of the category. And in third place, LCR, who I don't know where they are, who complete the season finishing in second place. And the other great news for MD Racing, who have finished P4, they have made what they have to do and they have secured the third position in the championship. Good work, nice season for Don Romario and Mila May, who have achieved the third place and will have a spot in the FBA ceremony to talk a little bit about their season. Right behind, in the end, it couldn't be for Alpinium 55, who finished P5 and couldn't secure the third position in the championship, but still, what a memorable season for them. Alpinium, let's remember that they achieved a P2 in the last race in Darkside, and they were in the content for the P4 in this race pretty much all the race long. Like, it was defined almost in the last 30 minutes, I believe, but they were still there and they have done an amazing season. They can be proud of it. They can be proud of that very well deserved podium in Darkside, and we wish them the best for the next season, where I'm pretty sure they will, with all the knowledge they have acquired in this season, they will get better and more amenas for the rest of the competitors. So now we'll have the podium ceremony. Here in the beach. We see Yorkie here, who was always supporting her best friend Naomi. Naomi, who can herself a champion. Evely, where is her? Evely, who can call herself a champion, and Callie Finesmith, who can call herself champion as well. Absolute astonishing season from his. I believe they have done a really good season in all possible ways. They won most of the races. They even reverted adverse situations where anyone else you could believe that the race was lost. These girls managed to change the situation and obtain victories and podiums that any other car on the track wouldn't be possible at all. They have been smart, they have been fast, they have been consistent, they have been fair with each other, they have given opportunities for them all to race equally. They have been one unique team the whole season. The core of Evely and Naomi, with Callie always being there to help the girls whenever necessary. Now Emi will announce the podium. Naomi says, "It has been an honor to race with these girls. It is an honor for us, Naomi, to see you racing in GTSE, taking part of this series and achieving what you did." In the third place, Marcus West, who's standing alone, poor guy, because Luke had to leave before due to real life responsibilities, I assume. But this is a podium of both Luke and Marcus. Well done, Marcus. You kept the fight. You tried to do the strategy that looked like the way to go for all cars, but it was in the end not the correct one, but good result for LCR. In the second place, the new champions, Avery Onyx, Naomi Lockett and Callie Finesmith, champions of the GT Super Endurance season. What a memorable season for these girls. They can be very proud of what they have achieved and how they have achieved it. It is absolute deserved, absolute merit. And redeeming, as Emi says, redeeming themselves from the result in Tokyo, even if they score half the points, something that they don't give a shit about. Crude Samaritans wins the race and make the mythical structure achieve a victory in the endurance category with Valky and JC. Valky, who's now officially a Crude Samaritan after a successful race, and this is the final podium. Marcus West for LCR, and with Luke Carmona, who's not present here but also raced in P3, securing P2 in the championship. In P2, Evely, Naomi and Callie for the His 9, who achieved the championship of the GT Super Endurance season. And in the first, JC and Valky, who achieved the first victory of the team, which was their goal in the end. JC is rage logging, and I believe that's pretty much everything. I don't know if Emi will do a special podium for the victory of the. I expect a podium for the results of the championship or not. If not, then we will most likely finish the stream now. So we hear a lot of laughs, but I think there's not gonna be any other ceremony, so I believe we can consider this done. So that's all for today. Thank you everyone who stayed and watched the stream until the end. We celebrate the victory of His as the new GT Super Endurance champions, and we really wish them the best of lucks next season, because I'm pretty certain that some teams will try to take that crown from them. I'm also sure that Callie will be super proud of the team and the girls. She has looked for this for a long time, for many years, and it is a great day for them. So, this being said, and this being shown, we put an end to the GT Super Endurance season, and in so to the streaming. Thank you all again for watching. I hope you enjoyed the show, and see you next week for the season finale of the GT Super Series that will take place here again in Sun Beach. This time it's gonna be a duel. I mean, not a duel because Luke has it pretty much down for the championship, but for the third position, actually the third position is gonna be interesting to see, because Evely, Valky and myself will fight each other to achieve the third position in the championship in GT Super Series. So if you don't want to miss that fight, join me next week, Sunday at 12, I think it was. Yes. And until then, see you and enjoy the celebration of the victory of these girls for the championship. Goodbye.